folks, welcome back to Indaba Africa. This is Chris once again. Hello folks, welcome back to Indaba Africa. This is Chris again. Well, don't you just love it when big monopolies get together with corrupt governments to defraud you and me out of our hard-earned money, whether it's dollars, drachmas, well, there are no more drachmas, they use the euro, dollars, rand, whatever the currency might be. But when these cabals get together and seek to defraud you and me, it's something that gets my attention. What am I talking about? Well, back in February, the South African government had presented to it a plan at the end of February by the Deputy Minister of Communications, Pinky Kekana, to fleece South Africa's 8 million households out of money, taking money directly out of their pocket. 265 rand annual household levy. Yeah, doesn't sound like a lot of money, but that really isn't the issue. This is an effort to take the useless, propagandistic, racist-laden SABC network. Yes, I say that. Have you watched some of their coverage? Watch them when they go to squatter townships and their asinine reporters ask poor, hungry, dirty, Afrikaans-speaking South Africans, "Are you racist? Why do you keep black people out of your township?" What? What is that other than race mercantilism? But that's SABC. The state-owned operator is a disaster. It's a money-losing venture because it's a corrupt, it's inept, and of course, it's a state-run enterprise, parastatal. So, pay TV operator, MultiChoice, the owner of DSTV, a satellite system found throughout Africa, which has a monopoly on that sort of service, is now in favor of the South African Broadcasting Corporation's proposal to introduce this household levy to help save the national broadcaster. Yeah, that's right. As I mentioned, every household, 8 million households in South Africa would be hit with a 265 rand per year levy. Never mind the fact that several million of those households can't afford 265 rand to buy dinner, let alone pay for a television license. Well, they don't even have a television. That's right, folks. That's right. They don't care if you have a television. They're simply going to tax you to save their propaganda machine. How pathetic is this? Well, it just gets more and more nonsense coming from the ruling party, which cannot fight its way out of a wet paper bag. It doesn't have any concept of how to govern a country. It does know how to destroy an economy, and we can see that from the National Coronavirus Command Council over the past 12 months, just how useless they are. Wow. All the things they banned in the interest of whatever it was they were hoping to achieve. MultiChoice spokesman Colin Dalamini told Business Day newspaper that the current TV license model should be scrapped as it's outdated, not in line with international best practice. No, it's not. It's not in line with international best practice. But it's not international best practice to charge every household a tax to support a corrupt propaganda state organ. That's not international best practices either. Wow. Insane. Taxing television sets is also pretty antiquated, monopolistic state socialist approach anyway. I mean, in Europe, they charge you if you have a radio or a television, whether you watch it or not. It's disgraceful. Why should you pay to support state propaganda? That's hardly freedom and liberty or capitalism. Wow. Now, the levy is expected to generate 2 billion rand per year for South African Broadcasting Corporation. So they won't be bothered to have to raise advertising revenue or to come up with other mechanisms to make money for the network. No. They'll just sit back and suck from the government drawing out of your pocket just because they can. 2 billion rand, that's $130 million a year more out of the pockets of South Africans. Wow. Now, they've seen their license fees collections decline over the past few years for a number of reasons. Number one, their broadcasting is just garbage for the most part. Their political objectives are repulsive to many South Africans of all ethnicities. And people stopped watching televisions and got rid of their television sets. They're relying on the internet and streaming, which is where the crux of the matter comes from. That's the real issue here. That's why MultiChoice has a dog in this fight. Why should a satellite television company care? Why would they even be happy to endorse a move to take tax dollars to support a state-run entity? You would think that's competition, but it's not. You see, here's the deal. MultiChoice itself and its DSTV subscription service have been losing premium subscribers by the bucket load. In 2017-2018 alone, they lost 100,000 premium subscribers. Now, that sounds like a lot, and it is. They currently have 20.1 million, so 20,100,000 subscribers, and that's down from what it once was. People are tired of paying excessively high fees for crappy programming, and they switched to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and a whole host of other streaming services, many of which are just coming out now. Here in the U.S., we have a multitude of services that come out in the last 24 months, including CBS, Paramount Plus, Disney, Peacock from NBC. The list just keeps going and going and going. All these competitions are selling their content directly through streaming services and not through these other platforms like satellite and cable television, let alone over the airwaves broadcast. And this is why the SABC business model is under threat, and the multi-choice business model is under threat. But they need to relax. They make tons of money hand over fist from people who have no choice but to sign up for DSTV across the continent because there's no other options but to get your television from a satellite. Having been a customer of multi-choice and DSTV in multiple locations across Africa, I can tell you that they're very capricious and unreliable at times, to say the least. Yeah, well, it's not a surprise that multi-choice will endorse this. And this is anti-market, anti-competitive, and it will take money out of your pockets, giving money to a corrupt enterprise because the state runs it. It's just vile, venal, and disgusting, folks. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, Kekana said that the SABC's budgetary constraints mean that it now runs the risk of having to rationalize programming, which is presented in digital. Oh, that's what it is. So they want more money to create more programming that nobody watches. Now, that's not a dig on people who speak Setswana or Siswati or Venda. No, not at all. The SABC is politically charged with creating programming in multiple languages, and nobody watches it. Hardly a surprise. Hardly a surprise. Kekana said, we can't fold our arms and say the status quo must remain when we know our public broadcaster is dwindling. So, shouldn't be a public broadcaster. It's disgraceful. So these are the proposals we must put in the public domain, and whether the government can fund us directly from the fiscus or be creative at looking at the household levy. Creative? You mean fiscatory, confiscatory, stealing, confiscatory, stealing from the public. Yeah, this is what out of control governments do. They take everything. And what do you get back? A television network that sends a reporter to a squatter camp west of Pretoria where poor white and small number of coloreds are living and who've gathered on this land to try to survive. And what is the question the SABC reporter goes and asks them in the midst of a lockdown in April of 2020? Why do you not let black people stay in your poor, impoverished neighborhood? What? That's all you need to know about SABC. Race merchants. Yep. Anyway, folks, thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support. Be sure to share this video far and wide. Let people know about what collusion is going on between what is supposed to be a private entity, multi-choice, but a monopoly that doesn't want competition. So it wants to stamp out Netflix and Hulu and all these other streaming services and make sure that you can't watch it unless you watch it through their platform, which is what they want. But thanks for supporting the channel. Feel free to watch us here on YouTube, there on BitChute, there on Odyssey or Rumble, whatever platform you watch Chris Wyatt Africa on. Thanks a lot for your support. Really do appreciate it. And give us a like, give us a Rumble, give us a flame, whatever it takes to support the channel. Thank you very much. Spread the word far and wide to let people know about this scandal, this shameful conduct that's going on in South Africa when it comes to broadcasters. Thanks a lot, folks.